So what I've got here so far, let me feel all this, see if it's dry. It's still cold, but I think it's pretty dry. Well, let's give it about maybe 2-3 minutes more. Let it dry a little bit more. All right, so I'll explain what we got here while I'm waiting. If you're just joining, say hello so I know you're here. All right, so I got a 16 by 20 stretched economy canvas. It's not like it came out of the store though. It has, in addition to whatever they put on it, whatever sealer they put on it, it's got 2 coats of gesso, white gesso. And then I've taken a little bit of white gesso and some gray, and I've kind of just mixed some different shades of gray, painted these mountains in with just a gesso brush, just painted them in there. So you paint them in, of course you want your front slope, highlight slopes to go this way, your other slopes to go the opposite way, right? So we painted those in, and we just took a paper towel and sponged this stuff in right here around this part, and we just painted the rest of this in with just some black. So we're going to put some, start off with some liquid clear and some lemonade. And then we'll paint some stuff up here. Let's see what we got. So let's do that. It's Monday afternoon. Fits good for my schedule. Some people are at work, but I'm not. And I have elderly parents to take care of, so it's good for me. It's a good time for me. All right, so we're just going to put some liquid clear, even though we don't have any. This is not just completely a black canvas, although that's what we'll be painting next time. And as you know, I paint a lot of black canvases. Be sure to let me know how the sound's sounding. I have to look around a little bit. Turn my head this way and that. Kind of make sure I get this liquid clear all over everything. It'll be important when we start to get a little into some of these trees. Help my paint blend. A little bit more. This particular canvas has got a lot of tooth in it. I don't know why. Maybe I didn't sand it when I got done last time. Or maybe I did. I don't know. It just, they all have a different amount of teeth in them. Now, if you're new to painting and you don't know what having a tooth, a lot of or not much of tooth is, it's like how rough the canvas is. And actually, that'll work. For landscape, it works pretty good. To have a lot of tooth in the canvas, then you're going to have a lot of bushes and trees and stuff. So we're just going to clean the brush with some odorless paint thinner. I have a little beater rack down here. We'll just clean that off. Clean it with a paper towel. Then we'll get started here. So let's put some sky in to start with. Now, all the colors I'm using today are transparent. So, well, no, that's not true. Most of the colors I'm using today are transparent. So we're going to just start off with a little bit of Indian yellow. And we'll just kind of put some in sky. Put some sky in here. It doesn't matter if you get it on the mountains. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter. It's transparent. Alright, I'm going to pick up a little bit of yellow ochre on top of that. And we'll just kind of blend those two together a little bit. Trying to give the sky some movement. Carry some of this paint over from there over here. I'm going to tell you what, let's add just, probably if I had to do it over again, I'd add a little bit more sky. Because I could use a little more sky. So we're just going to take some bright red and kind of fold it in here with that. A little orangey. You know what? I don't think I'm going to try to push it. I was going to put some blue in there too, but I don't think I will. Well, you know what? I think I will. I'll tap a little bit of alizarin crimson in here. Just on the corners, maybe. Maybe a little bit of smudging up this way. Yeah. Alright. Now I'm just going to wipe the brush. I'm not going to clean it. I'm just going to wipe the brush out with a paper towel. And I'm just going to kind of lightly blend this around. There we go. So just lightly touching this. And wipe it some more, wipe it out some more. Say hi, guys, if you're joining. I can't see you for some reason. If you join, it shows some people have joined, but it doesn't say who they are. Alright, so that kind of gives us some movement in the sky. I'm going to kind of leave these mountains in the background, I think. Maybe. Let's try that. Let's just take kind of puttering around here, trying to, you know me, I'm always trying some different things here. So we're gonna get a little bit of titanium white here. I'll take a little bit of this titanium white. Ooh, this brush is stiff. Gonna scrub this in here. Just kind of makes a little bit of fog back in there. All right, now let's get. Let's see. I think we use a fan brush, but let's get some. I think I will take a little bit of mountain mixture and just a little bit of Van Dyke brown. That's what we're going to put together now. Everybody's coming and going, so I don't know if the sound is bad or what. So I'm just going to mix up a little bit of Van Dyke brown and a little bit of mountain mixture. I'm looking for just a far dark color. Just a shade of blue in it. All right. And let's take a fan brush. Let me clean off my knife. Hey, Yogette. How are you doing? How is the fire? Or is the fire getting any closer out there? I've been seeing on TV. It's like ooh, things are really burning out there. Let's just tap in some trees right here. Just tapping. Letting this color kind of drift down into the lake here a little bit. Hopefully that won't bite us here in a second when we start to. Let's turn all that into reflections maybe. Let's let that disappear over yonder. Hey, Lucy. So we're just putting some distant trees in here in front of these mountains. Now this is put on, these mountains are put in here with just gray gesso, different shades of gray gesso. Just kind of brushed them on there. And then I used a paper towel to just kind of smush the rest of it in there. Alright, I'll tell you what, let's bring this on over here like this. Yeah, I like that. That'll do, that'll do, that'll do. Okay. Man, I saw on television, I bet that it was just, hi Lucy, she's from Southern Oregon, I am from Kentucky. I'm a long way from the fire, but she's like right there at the fire. Alright, so let's just take some of this. Pull some of this color down. And just brush it in this. There we go. Alright, we'll just pick up a little bit of this white, a little titanium white, and we'll put in some water lines here. Not too much, not too much. Okay. I've decided I don't like the way that looks right now, so let's pick up a little of this color right in here. We'll add this color. And I can put the water lines back in. So you see, there's not much that you can't fix. Put a little bit, just a smidgen of this alizarin crimson in there. Here we go. Well, collect oil lamps. Well, kind of, sort of. I find them, rescue them, restore them, and then I donate them to museums and historic homes and places like that. But on the other hand, at any one time I've probably got 500 here at the house, so it takes a long time to donate stuff. There's all sorts of hoops you got to jump through just to even give something to somebody. All right, now let's put these water lines back in. Here we go. All right, and I want these water lines to be kind of soft though. I don't want them to be. Here we go. Thank you, Yvette. Just kind of light her up. I don't know, she's not quite set on fire, but close. Well, you know what? Come to think of it, could look like it's got some fire out there. I think I want to blend this out just a little bit more right here. There we go. Actually. All right. Okay. All right. So let's start putting some bushes and stuff in here. So let's get. I'm gonna need some green though. We'll get some sap green. Of course, we got the yellows already out, so sap green. We'll mix it up with some of these yellows. Let's see how this looks. I think before I do that, I think I'm going to make it a little bit darker here. So we'll pick up some of this darker color that we put in, we made earlier for the trees, and we'll just kind of smush some of this in. Be a little more comfortable putting paint on top of paint, really. Oh, I might have to mix some more up. Actually, I know I will. So I'm just mixing up some more of this dark color. This side not so much. I'm not so worried about that. All right, now let's clean the brush. Then we'll put some color up here. How is the sound today? I started at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Actually, I started painting the mountains before that, but with the gesso. But I didn't do that on camera. I didn't think it would have time to dry. And actually, I gave it about 30 minutes, and it still wasn't quite as dry as I would have liked it, but it was okay. It was okay. Just put some bushes in here now. I think I'll do a little tree. Let's do a little bit on this tree over here. I think today we'll just kind of tap this in. So I'm just using the edge of the brush, just this little corner right there on the edge of the brush. I'm just kind of tapping and turning it as I go. Okay, now we can start putting some bushes in here. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Change some colors. You can do the same thing, tapping bushes in like that. Or you can push them in like this. Whatever suits you. Whatever works the best for you. I think right here on this far corner, why don't we stick a tree over here? Let's get some sap green. Maybe just a little one, just a little indication of a tree. Like right here. There we go. Maybe more than one. Let's put another one like right out here. Kind of like that, yeah. And then maybe, hey Kathy, maybe we'll stick another one like out here. There we go. Just to add a little interest. And then let's I'm laying the landscape here. Laying some landscape here. I'm going to cover up all this dark I just put in here. But I do want it to be a little more green. There we go. let's put, this looks like a good place for a path. Let's put one in there. Let's get, so I'll get some, I don't have enough left on them. Unlike Bob, I do not squeeze out like gigantic clumps of paint on my palette. I squeeze out probably still too much, but alright, so let's put this, let's just kind of, how do we want to bring this path? Let's bring it, let's kind of think about it like this maybe. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so we'll bring it over, we'll just put it right through the center of this picture, painting picture. Alright. Feels like this is right where the path ought to be. So here where I live in September, I'm going to turn this now where you can see it a little bit. You'll kind of watch as we plug this. Alright. You know, we don't have any, well, we have the Smoky Mountains, but they look different than this. So it's always kind of fun to, you know, put something a little different. Our mountains are more rolly. They roll. They're big. They're still pretty big, but they're old. They're old. They're pretty. They're pretty, but they're old. Alright, so I'm just going to mix up a little bit of highlight color here. We'll just kind of highlight this path a little bit. So I'm going to turn this where you guys can see it. So we're going to keep it horizontal, just like that. Just let the knife take off. Just let the canvas kind of pull off what it wants off the knife. Just a little bit more highlight color. I almost had enough. Okay. Now then. No, it's nothing like those. We went to Alaska. We well, I've been up that way a couple times. I went to whitewater rafting on the Snake between Idaho and Oregon, and that was a lot of fun. But so I'm gonna put some more bushes up here. And put in a little bit more landscape. Let's put this landscape. We're gonna tap this landscape in here. We're going to go over this path just a little bit, kind of grow into it. And I think I might put like a little fence railing or something in here. And then I went to 2 weeks up in, oh my gosh, yes, fast water too. The first day we were there, we were standing below the dam there, getting ready to get into the boat, onto the rafts. And the guy's like, "What do you think?" I said, "I think that's kind of water my mom told me to stay out of when I was a kid." We live near the Ohio River, and she's a mighty old river, but she don't run like that thing. She don't run like the Snake, that's for sure. And we're just kind of mixing these colors on the brush as we go. Tap, tap, tapping it, getting a little softer. Kind of keeping the darks up. Now it used to be, right about now, I'd say, okay, that looks good, that's done. But let's add some more things that are interesting here to the. Let me get some more paint on my brush. Let's tap, 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 tap. And it needs to be brighter than that. So we need to get some more cad yellow. Flush out a little bit more cad yellow here. Pull up the color a little bit. I'll tell you what. let's, after tapping all that landscape in, let's clean our brush. Who's laughing? What did I do? Why are you laughing? I do quite a few things that you should laugh about it most of the time. All right, so let's see. My wife would tell you that. Be the first to tell you that, probably. Now I'm just going to tap a little bit of this over the top of where we put this other stuff in. And that'll give us another layer back there. Usually paint, there we go, paint those layers. Usually paint layers forward from the back, but just looking at that, it looks like it could use a little extra stuff right there. Oh. Well, oh no! Knocked my new microphone off. Let me try it again. Hook it back up. Okay, there we go. I tried the microphone on my shirt, and that just, it was too constrictive for me. But I do want you guys to have a good sound. So, all right, so that's got the basic landscape in. Let's tinker around with this a little bit. Clean up a couple of my brushes. Let's put let's put maybe. Let's start off with just a couple of posts. Well, maybe, you know what? I'll tell you what, like right here, it's kind of, we don't know what's on this side out here beyond the painting, but we're going to say maybe, let's put a post in here, and a post right here, and a post right here. We'll come back and highlight these in a second. Just draw this across. Maybe back over here is an old homestead. Back off that way. Back up this way. So let's kind of put this fence in here. This is just old wooden fence, an old split rail fence. How's it look? Can you guys see it? Back when Bob used to be on TV, I'd watch him. And I'd say, oh, he's done. And he'd start, and I was like, and then when I was learning to paint, I'd be like, no, Bob, no, don't draw on what you just painted. Don't do it. All right, that looks okay. Let's highlight that a little bit. Let's see what's going to be the best way to highlight this. So I'm just going to use this filbert brush that I painted a post with. I'm just going to use that to highlight with. Is that showing up for you guys okay? Can you see it okay? Maybe a little brighter. I don't want it to be a solid color, but I want it to be a little bit streaky, kind of like wood is. All right. Now comes the harder part, just highlighting the top. I only say that it's harder. It's harder for me. had an accident when I was in the military, and I'm a little bit handicapped in one hand, which happens to also be my painting hand. So my hand's not very steady, but there we go. All right. This one out here is a little too bright. Let's just make it a little less bright. There we go. There we go. All right. So those fence posts actually sunk down in there pretty good, but we're going to put just a little bit of grass around them. Maybe mix up a little bit of this cad red and this yellow. Now this paint is kind of thin. I don't know if you can see it on the brush, but it's kind of thin, which I have a lot of different colors of paint on here, so it's, there we go. We're just kind of tapping this on over the top, using just the corner of the brush, like that. You know, I suck at weed eating, so, you know, I'm sure this guy does too. Oh, I'm dragging my microphone all around again. Sorry, guys. Maybe one day I'll get used to this thing. All right, let's see. Okay, well, that looks pretty good. Let me think here for a second. So what if we put, let's put a couple of rocks in here. I like rocks. And I think I got some paint here I can do that with. So I'm gonna use a filbert brush. On one side of the filbert brush, I'm gonna load it with dark sienna. And on this other side, I'm gonna load it with something that's not quite white, but it's mostly white. And then we'll just put a couple of stones in here and there. Let's turn right side up. And the best way to do that is just kind of curve your brush in there. There's a couple stones laying around in the field. The cows have all gone home now, so we'll go back and tap some grass right in around that. Maybe we'll put a couple right here on the path, right next to the path. Okay. Oh, I love putting stones in there. I was actually in class with a gentleman named Brandon Thomas, who taught me how to do those in class, and I was thrilled. Yeah, that was a fun day at class. That was a really good time. All right, so I'm just going to mix a little bit of, just going to tap a little bit around this grass, around these stones a little bit, push them back just a tad, just a little bit. Those kind of look okay. You know, on this side though, we could kind of push up some grass, like right there. Yeah, maybe same over here. Put a little extra grass in there and there. Well, I think that'll about do it. Got a few little touch-ups I want to do here. I'll touch up a little bit around this tree right here. Just fuzz that up just a little bit. And other than that, we'll pull this out just a little bit, and then right here at the base of the, tap some grass in right here on the base of the canvas. The frame will probably cover that, but there's some black showing through there, and I just cover that up. All right, guys. Well, there you go. Another one in the books. I'm wondering. kind of like the way that came out, so I don't guess I will. Sometimes Bob says don't piddle with stuff. I kind of like the way this looks, so I think I'll leave it that way. So it took me about 40 minutes, I guess. All right, well, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you on the next time. Bye, guys.